Just when you thought you knew Webflow, along comes an hour and 20-minute keynote of new features and workflows, offering you everything from variable fonts to higher CMS limits to six-pack abs and developer superpowers and even a large neon obelisk. So,
hold on, stay calm, breathe slowly.
While we fly through these Webflow announcements and figure out if they are indeed a utility belt of superpowers or just a Halloween disguise. First up is components. Symbols have evolved and been renamed to components, which offer new on-canvas controls, the ability to integrate CMS data on collection pages, and visibility toggle. In my initial testing of components in Designer, I felt a bit underwhelmed in that I didn't really discover any new capabilities with components that I could not achieve before with symbols. The user experience does feel a bit improved in that now we can make edits live in the main pane of Designer rather than in a little box on the sidebar, but working with symbols just wasn't a major pain point for me before. Additionally, users are reporting some buggy behaviors with components. Matt Evans points out that nothing appears in Navigator when you open up the component in isolation mode. Josh Hartman notes that components are getting more powerful but less performant, especially on complex projects that take advantage of the ability to nest components. Me personally, I see components as a quality of life update with huge possible implications for the future of integrating directly with the new libraries that are in Marketplace, making it easier for large enterprise teams to share design assets, and perhaps most significantly, porting your components over to a React project, which I'll have more on that later. But first, let's talk about the Marketplace. Webflow basically took templates made in Webflow and matchmaking, along with all the new apps and libraries features, and stuck them in a drop-down on your menu bar. Check it out. To me, Marketplace is a move out of the Apple playbook, whereby Webflow will have tighter control on how the community can deliver content to the platform. If that's the direction it goes, we might start to lose out on cool free community tools like browser extensions, but could possibly realize better integration with the Webflow user interface. Most assuredly, developers will start to realize 30% of their fees go straight into Vlad's pockets.
It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business.
Speaking of new additions in the Marketplace, it turns out the App Store right now is just an authentication wrap on top of already existing tooling. Click Add to Site for Power Importer, shout out to the Not So Indie Anymore developer Mark for this fantastic tool, and then Authorize Application on one of my project sites just takes me to the tool's homepage and doesn't carry over any of the information about the site I had previously selected.
It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business.
Libraries offers components right in the designer, which is a pretty cool integration for existing libraries, but again, it doesn't improve that much on current workflows. I think now that the community has pretty much fully realized how powerful component libraries are in speeding up build time, check out my free component library, by the way, at webbay.net/components. I've got over 64 in there right now. Webflow has taken notice and wants their pound of flesh. Right now, these all say free, but don't be surprised when that says $19 per month, with Webflow going full Steve Jobs mode and pulling 30% off the top. Variable fonts let you adjust things like weight and alignment with just one file ending in .vf, instead of uploading multiple font files like .ttf, .woof, .woof2, or .otf for each individual style. Pretty handy if you have that .vf file, but a small quality of life improvement to me that maybe doesn't require a 6-minute demo on how to drag a slider. The designer types in their 90s jeans and Doc Martens were pretty thrilled and just basically gushing over this, but I don't think us developer types really quite got it. Now, there's a lot of enterprise customer improvements that we're seeing from Webflow. Big companies are where the money is, and it's no doubt that enterprise business has been a top priority for Webflow for a while now. For most of us building websites for grandpa at oldcoot.com, these aren't game changers. However, when Google does finally decide to hire me to fix their homepage for Google Meet, I'll be better equipped with page branching, higher CMS limits, and multi-language support. I am, however, particularly intrigued by the guest role for agency and freelancer workspace, which could definitely improve my workflow for the inevitable client breaks website after I transfer the project to their account situation. Let's be honest, the other big money comes from development, which is why us coders pull perfect 10s all day. Here to talk about my most anticipated product release is my girlfriend Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather, Keegan's girlfriend, aka RealVay. I've never used Webflow before, yet, but based on the amount of Twitter posts I see him write about DevLink, I can tell you it could change the Webflow game big time. With DevLink, you can use Webflow to design the front end of your full stack app and port over your components to any React project. Sync your components over with one command, npx webflow-devlink sync, And watch design updates occur live in your React project with the link command. What's more, you can port over your CSS code in modules so the browser only loads the styles your component needs, and it has the support for interactions. Keegan's armpits are the stinkiest after his marathon coding sessions. And with DevLink, I can predict he will only become more.
So there you have it. Webflow Conf 22 was over, and it's up to us to figure out how to put these new superpowers to use. My overall take is that not much has changed in the short term. Most of these features are either geared towards large enterprise companies who probably were already testing these features in the first place or have not been released yet. Memberships, Logic, and DevLink are all in beta, while variable fonts and multi-language support aren't expected to roll out until next year. I see Webflow taking notes from the Apple business model, laying the foundation for an entire ecosystem around Designer where they provide quality control, but in exchange become gatekeepers and fee collectors. As a hardcore Apple user, I definitely see myself becoming more entrenched in Webflow products as they continue to grow and mature this ecosystem. The future looks nice and Apple-y for Webflow fans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments below. See you later.
Yeah.